Hello everyone, this is Pauline Angel from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Karunya. In this video, I'm going to explain you few programs on creating user-defined data types using classes and objects in Java. So let's get started. First, let me read out the questions to which we are going to program. So the first question is, to imagine a toll booth at a bridge, cars passing by the booth are expected to pay a 50-cent toll. Mostly they do, but sometimes a car goes by without paying. The toll booth keeps track of the number of cars that have gone by and of the total amount of money collected. Model this toll booth with a class called toll booth. The two data items are a type unsigned int to hold the total number of cars and a type double to hold the total amount of money collected. A constructor initializes both of these to 0. A member function called paying car increments the car total and adds 0.50 to the cash total. Another function called no pay car increments the car total but adds nothing to the cash in total. Finally, a member function called display displays the two totals. Make appropriate member functions constant. Include a program to test this class so that this program should allow the user to push one key to count a paying car and another to count a non-paying car. Pushing escape key should cause the program to print out total cars and total cash and then exit. So let's see how to code this. We have to make a menu-driven program for this. So we are going to use classes and objects, and to initialize, to create objects, we need constructors. So we are going to include all of them in this program. So I have done the program for this. So let me explain you. So first I have imported the scanner class so that we are going to use this to take input from the user. And then I have created a class called pay, in which I have initialized number of cars, int number of cars, and double total amount. So in the question, as they have asked us to initialize int which takes number of cars and a double, so that it will take the total cash. So I have initialized these two, and then I have invoked a constructor here. So this constructor, we know that constructor should always be constructor name should always be equal to the class name. So I have created a constructor called pay again, and then I have initialized these two to 0. Number of cars is equal to 0 and total amount is equal to 0. Because these are the initial conditions, so we have initialized these to 0. And then they asked us to create member functions. So they have asked us a member function called paying car and then another function called non-pay car. So this paying car should increment the car total and adds cash 0.50 cash to the total. And another car will take a non-pay car, which means it will count number of cars that are passing by but doesn't add any money because those cars are not paying any toll. So just like they have asked, I have given member functions which is paying car and non-pay car. So in this paying car, I have initialized this number of cars equals to number of cars plus 1, which means it is going to increment every time a car passes by. And then total amount, since we have initialized this to 0, so we are going to add for every car that is passing by the total amount plus 0.50. And then another data member function, and the member function called non-pay car. So in this, it is only going to increment number of cars, but is not going to add any cash. So that's why I haven't initialized any total amount here, only number of cars. And then I have created another member function called display, so as to display this the details of which we are going to collect. And then coming to the main program here, I have initialized a public class. I have created a public class called Tollbooth. So in that, I have given a scanner class so that we can take input from the user. And then I have created object. So pay toll is equals to new pay, in which we are going to use this toll, so that object name is toll. So we are going to call the member functions here in this class. We are going to call the member functions using this object name. So I have created a while loop here. So in this while loop, I have given if else conditions. So in this while loop, I have given 3 options. So as whenever the user gives 1, the user is going to if the user wants to say that the car which has passed by is a paying car, then the user should push 1. If it is a non-paying car, the user should push 2, and then the escape button. So I have initialized an A so that these numbers will be stored here, and according to that, if A equals to 0, if A equals to 1, then this first condition, which means paying car, it will invoke the condition here, which it takes this paying car, which is directed to here in this class of paying car member function. So in this paying car member function, we have number of cars plus 1 and total amount of the cash. So, and if it is A equals to 2, the else if condition, if A equals to 2, the next condition, which means it is a non-paying car, so it will take non-paying car, which means only it will increment the number of cars but not increment any cash. And then finally A equals to 3, which means escape, which means it is going to display the data, and then you are going to exit from the program. So let's see how this code works. Let me run this code and let's see how it will work. Yeah, it is asking us if it is a paying car, we have to push 1. If it is a non-paying car, we have to push 2. And if we want to exit the program, we can push 3. So let me just say the first car is a paying car. And then again, we'll give another paying car. Let's give another paying car also. And now let me just give, it's a non-paying car. Now this car is not going to pay anything. And again, let us give a paying car. Okay, let's give escape 3. So let's see what it will print out. Yeah, it is going to print total number of cars is 5. See, total, if it doesn't need to be only paying car. Cars can either be a non-paying car or a paying car. Total number of cars is 5. This one, the first, second, third, fourth and fifth. Total these 5. So total number of cars is 5. And total cash is equals to 2 rupees, which means for every car it is going to collect 0.5 cents. So only paying cars are going to pay money and non-paying car doesn't pay any money. So paying cars are 4 and non-paying car is 1. So 4 into 0.5, which means 2 rupees. And then finally, since we have given escape, we are going to exit from the program. So this is how this code works in Java. And then let's see the other program. So our next program is to write a menu-driven application to maintain the student information using Java. So our application must follow the functionalities, which means for each student, our application must have the details of name, register number, department, specialization, CGPA, hostel name, mentor name, number of arrears, and we need to get the details from the user. And in this menu-driven program, we need to give user options so as to add, edit, delete, or display the student details. So let's see how to write the program for this. I have given the program. Let me explain you how I did that. First, I have initialized a scanner class so that we can get input from the user. And then I have initialized a class called student, in which I have given different data members here. So name, register number for department, for specialization, CGPA, hostel name, mentor, and arrears. So according to that, I have given the type of the data members. Some are string, some are int, and some are double. And then I have and using the scanner class, I'm going to get information from the user, so as to get the name, register number, and the specified things that which are asked here. So I have stored these information. I'm going to store this information in a member function called get info. And then I have created another member function which is display, so as to display the data which we got from the user. It is going to display the student details. And then coming to the main function, so here I have created a public class called student details. So in that I have given scanner class, so as to get the information from the user, whether the user wants to add or edit or delete. So this program entirely is to get the user options, like if he wants to add, or if they want to delete, or if they want to edit which the information taken from the user. So let's just I have invoked an object here. So this object is going to, using this object, we are going to call the member functions here in this class. So let's see. First, I have asked number of students the user wants to print. So using this number of students, we are going to create an array of students. So here, while we are adding or while we are editing, we are going to use this number of students, and then we are going to increment them. So if this condition is true, if the using the while loop, I have given information so as to give if condition, if else, if using if else loop. And then if in this second if else loop, I have used a switch statement which is having different kind of cases, and finally I have closed the program. So I'll just briefly tell you what is going to happen here. So I have given information to the user. So if he press 1, it is going to add, or if he press 2, it is going to edit the program, and not the program, edit the details. So if he press 3, it is going to delete the details, and 4 is to display, and 5 is to exit. So using that, I have given this scanner class, so that whatever the user wants to pick, according to that, it will give the answer. So if the user presses 1, so if x is equals to 1, then using a for loop, I have given this information called details, which is in an array. So since there are number of students, according to the number of students, it will take the information of that student, and it will print out the information. So this add is nothing but adding the details. It will take you to this using this object class. Here it is going to take us to the get info. So in this get info, the user is able to add the details. And then if the user presses x is equals to 2, which means if the user presses 2, option 2, which means it is going to give the option for edit. So for this edit option, we have different things. We can edit name, we can edit CGPA, department, specialization, mentor, hostel name, etc. So again, I have used scanner class so as to take the information, like if the user wants to edit the name, and if the user wants to edit CGPA, like that. So using a switch condition, switch cases, so I have given the information so as the case 1 is going to take is going to allow the user to edit the name, and then case 2 is going to allow the user to edit the CGPA, and so on. And finally, if the user presses 3, so if x equals to 3, then it is going to ask the user, the third option is to delete the details. So it will ask the user to enter the index number. Like if we have given number of students equals to 2, so here the user has to give the information, like if he wants to take out the details of the second student, he must give the index number 2. If he wants to take out the information of the first person, the user has to give index number equals to 1. So according to that index number, it is going to delete, using this for loop, we are going to delete that index number and its details, and it is going to print only the remaining student details. And if it is x is equals to 4, which means the last option, which is it is going to end the program. It is going to display the information which is remaining, and it is going to end the whole program. So let me run this code, and let's see how it is going to display. It is asking us to enter number of students. So let's say 2. We are going to enter details of 2 students. And then it is going to ask us what we are going to do. So first we have to add some details. So let's say 1. And then it is asking us to enter a student name. Let's give some Mona. And register number, it is asking us 208. Department, let's say CSC. Specialization, let's say AI. And then CGPA, let's give 10 GPA. Hostel name, let's just say none, there is no hostel name. Mentor name, let's say Paul. And number of arrears, let's say 0 arrears. And then since we have given number of students is 2, it is going to ask another student name also. This information is about the first student, and from now we are going to give information for the second student. Let's say Lisa. And then register number 209. Department, let's say arts. And specialization is design, and let's say CGPA is 9 CGPA, and hostel name is something like Star, and mentor name, let's say LI. Number of areas, let's say 2 areas. So again it is going to ask us, so after getting all the details of 2 students, it is going to ask us again like what we wanted to do. So let's say edit, let's see edit option. So I'm going to give the option 2. So it is asking us to give the student register number. So according to that register number, it is going to take that student particular details, and it is going to ask us what we are going to edit in it. So let's say 209, which means 209 is the register number of Lisa. So let's see what I have given 209. So let's see what will happen. Yeah, so it is asking us what we wanted to edit. So in this edit, we have different options to edit different things. So let's say we want to edit CGPA. So let me give 2. So it is asking us to enter new CGPA. So new CGPA, let's give 10, or let's give 8 CGPA. Enter. So the new CGPA number is 8. Again it is asking whether we want to edit, delete, or display. Again we'll edit something else, and let's see. It is asking us register number. Again I'm going to give 209 Lisa, and then it is going to ask what we want to edit. Let's say we want to edit hostel name 6. So it is asking us to new hostel name. Previously we have given hostel name as star, so let's give some other. Let's give moon. So the new department is moon. So this is how it is going to give the edit option, so as to edit different kind of things. So let's give display and see display. So it has displayed the student details, and after editing it has updated the details here. See the CGPA which we have edited. First, previously we have given information as 9, and after editing we have given 8, and then hostel name also. First, previously we have given star, and after editing we have given moon. So it has updated the student details also. And then it is asking us to again, since we have not given exit option till now, we haven't got exited from the program. So let's say 3 delete. So let's see the delete option also. So it is going to ask us the index number. So this will be the student number 1. Student will be index number 1, and student number 2 will be the index number 2. So let's say index number 1. Yeah, the student details are deleted. Student detail of the first student are going to get deleted. So let's again say display and see what will it display. Yeah, it has only deleted the student details of one student actually. So index number will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. So this will be 0th index, and this will be the first index. So if we give we have given enter index as 1, so it has deleted the index number 1, which means student number 2 is having index number 1. So it has deleted Lisa's information, and it has only printed Mona's information. So this is how it is going to do. Let's say 5 exit. Yeah, end of student details. So this is how the program works for this particular question. So hope you understood this well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.